Hello, everyone. I wanted to give you a little bit of supplementary information that might help facilitate your literature search and evaluating some evidence. So here in Module 4, you've got a number of pages, and you have a basic description of the literature search process and composing a PICO question, and there are some uh, pages here describing some different elements of tracking your searches and making a table of evidence. And a number of tools have been coming out to help with some of this, but they're not, they're AI tools, they're really new, they're not something that are well understood by a lot of people, but I wanted to give you some additional information. So I have a page, here's the address up here in GitHub. If you go to this address, you can look at this page. This is just a personal page that I have been compiling information. And the first tool that I might point out to you is here at the top of the page, help finding search terms. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, just the free version. I'm not even gonna, I'll just try this without even logging in. And if you copy this prompt here, you can ask for search terms to search for a topic and looking for keywords. So I went and pulled a paper that a student did previously. They were this was an informatics student, so this was kind of an informatics project, and they were looking at problems with their call light system. And if we look through this problem description section, this was the problem description section of their paper. Let's just read through it. The crucial need to modernize the call light system came from its inability to seamlessly integrate with the phone system instituted 2 years prior in a large healthcare institution. Presently, this lack of compatibility has created challenges in patient care and a surge in biomed repair requests. The deficient interoperability between the hospital's call light and phone system pose risks of increased human errors in call light assignments, increased system malfunctions, and a downturn in both patient and employee satisfaction metrics. This was underscored by the significant volume of 721 work orders concerning call light malfunctions or associated issues documented between May and September of 2022. This trend coincided with the deployment of a new phone system, with work orders steadily escalating thereafter. Allowing this scenario to continue not only would have aggravated patient discontent, but also imposed undue strain on staff. Moreover, the limitations of the call light system may have escalated near misses, thus heightening the hospital's exposure to legal liabilities, particularly given that this issue has been identified previously. Consequently, the prompt intervention to address and rectify the call light system's compatibility shortcomings was imperative for ensuring the overall safety and welfare of our patients, as well as enhancing the efficiency of healthcare operations. So that's a pretty nice problem description. Gives us a lot to go on here of what we could try to learn about this. So we know that we have a call light system and phone system incompatibility and just general problems with the call light system. And maybe we can see if ChatGPT can give us some suggestions here. So I haven't tried this out. I don't know what it's going to give. Maybe it'll be nice, maybe it won't. Again, these AI tools are really new, and it's really hard to say what's going to happen, but I figure it's worth a shot, you know. So let's go hospital, call light. So I'm gonna start with Google Scholar, and let's just see what we get. See what this gives us. Okay, so hospital call-out systems, call-out issues in hospitals, patient call-out technology, hospital communication systems, call-out problems. So all not bad. Suggestions, and maybe I'll follow up and say, so I'm going to ask it to be a little more specific about problems integrating the call-out and phone systems. Okay, so that's pretty good, and I might just try, instead of searching for Google Scholar, let's try and let's change that Google Scholar to PubMed. Okay, so since we changed that to PubMed, Google Scholar did recognize that PubMed likes to use mesh terms, and it gave us some relevant mesh terms and some potential combinations that might work there. So overall, it's not a bad way to get some ideas of what search terms might be effective here. So that's the first tool I wanted to show you, is just getting some ideas for search terms. You know, if you think of anything else, you know, relevant, you can try different databases and, you know, any search terms, and at least it gives you some ideas to go to try. So there are a number of AI tools for searching literature, and you know, we learn about PubMed for the library, but a few of these things have some utility, and unfortunately it also means we get to learn a little bit more, but I have listed some of the ones that I've heard of and some demo videos or instruction videos that people have created about learning about these. And I'm not going to go through every tool here with you, but I did kind of make a little bit of a search algorithm that I've put down here at the bottom of this page, and I call it workflow. So first, come up with a question, and we know we have problems. And one of my favorite search online search tools has been Elicit so far. So I do have this up here in the literature search section, Elicit. I put, but I'm going to go down here to my workflow and put that in there. And we do need to sign in. I think I have typically just used Google, my Google account, to sign in here. And most of these tools have a free version and a paid version. I've mostly just tried the free versions of things. And these are a little more plain text. And so I'm going to go ahead and just try and come up with a research question. And so I'm going to just start kind of specific here, talking about problems integrating the hospital call-out system with the telephone system. And let's hit enter. And Elicit, what it does is it finds articles that seem relevant to your search, and it will take the top 4 that seem the most relevant to Elicit and actually give you a summary of the top 4. So I'm a little less interested in the actual summary than I am the articles, because we really kind of want to evaluate articles first. This is great. This does tell us there have been some inefficient responses, lacking integration. But there are some solutions. So I'm going to go down here and look at some of these. Now, this is where, we kind of need to figure out, well, what literature are we looking for? And so in your paper, in your course in Canvas, there is a version of the paper template that has instructions included. So I have clicked on that, the capstone paper with instructions, and under the available knowledge section, it's asking a set of questions that might help you to figure what kind of articles you're looking for. So the available knowledge section looks at our problem, but we're looking at more specifically what literature has been published about our problem, so we can identify it, or we can understand it from a larger context, and what may be available in the literature to describe the problem and how widespread the problem is, and what might be some potential solutions. So if you just read through this section of instructions, that you're going to see a set of questions that will maybe help you think of, what kind of articles may answer some of these questions. What is currently known about the problem in general, including relevant previous studies? Who is affected by the problem? What are the impacts of the problem? How does the problem affect those individuals? When is it a problem? Why is it a problem? Or why does the problem matter? What are the costs or negative impacts? How prevalent is it? Any existing trends that continue to contribute to the problem? Are probable causes of the problem identified? Are there any formal standards related to the problem? So this gives you a lot to go on, when one, putting questions into the system, and two, what kind of articles you might be looking for. So if we go back a little bit, and if you start looking at these articles from Elicit, you can see that here's several articles listed, and you'll see once you get down, you can load more. So you can actually see not just the first 4, but anything. So, this first one is talking about call lights in general and patient perceptions of communication. And if you click on that, that article, you can see an abstract, and you can see a DOI, and that's the digital object identifier. And this, tells you the abstract summary, and it looks like this one does have an abstract here. That one might be useful. I'm just going to add a page. And I might want to read more about this article, and I'm going to show you a little bit how to look up the article specifically. But since there's a DOI, I'm going to copy that DOI, and I'm going to paste that one in some notes that I have. Okay. So, and then you'll see here's an option to go back to a notebook. I'm going to go back, and let's see what the next one is. Improving communication among nurses and patients. 2015, that one's a little bit on the old side. I might keep going and see if I can find anything else. Um, so here's one about the Vocera integration with the nursing call system. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. While it may not be specifically about integration with the phone system, it was about integrating another system, the voice, the wireless system, and that may yield something useful. Nurses and patients' perspectives on call aid technology, another not bad one. Okay, so this one from 2021, effects of high-tech call system on patient-staff communication. That's more recent, so it wasn't specifically about the integration, but it is about the call light system and patient-staff communication. Alarm hazards, perspective on nurse patient with limited English proficiency in their call light. So, you know, that one may not be bad. So at this point, you know, we're just kind of exploring a little bit, and then we can see if we can load some more. So you'll see more wireless telephone systems, nursing call systems impact on nursing performance. That one's pretty darn old. And I'm going to go ahead and get a couple older ones so that I can show you a tool to maybe try and see if there's something that's more recent. So we have the DOIs on several of these, and if we want to get more specifics, Elicit is nice for finding articles, but another one called Semantic Scholar actually has links to literature. And Semantic Scholar, I believe, has taken the data that is on Google Scholar and uses some AI tools to help make that a little more accessible. So I'm going to go ahead and put the DOI for our first article in there. And this is going to look at what things came up in connection with that DOI. I'm going to see if, and you see, you know, you might have to do a little back and forth here. Let's go up and see what that first article was. Conduit of care, call lights, patient's perception of communication. Not finding that article right up front. I might just get the text of it, and maybe we'll try putting that in to Semantic Scholar. And maybe I didn't copy and paste that well. Ah. Okay, so apparently that DOI didn't work as smoothly. Usually it comes up, but this did come down with this article. You see it does have a PDF here, so often this might be a way that you can get the PDF. And if you want to cite this, you can export this reference and import it. The BibTeX or the EndNote should probably work to export the reference if you want to import it into a citation manager. If I, you'll see the BibTeX gives me a bit right there. EndNote probably gives me the format that is for EndNote. And then you can just go to your citation manager if you're using EndNote or Zotero or something and import that. You can also see some different formats for the reference if you're just copying the reference. My one word of caution about these references is these are, I think, from Google Scholar, and sometimes they're formatted correctly for APA, sometimes they're not, but this one actually looks pretty good. The journal, the article title is in sentence case, where the first word and is capitalized and not the rest of the words in the sentence, and also the journal is in italics with the full name of the journal. Sometimes you'll see abbreviations, which APA shouldn't be abbreviated, but this one looks pretty good, although you'll notice it does not include the DOI right here. So usually PubMed has a better reference that might include a DOI. So just beware of that. Sometimes you might want to go to PubMed to get that, but that works pretty well. And in fact, I'm going to go to PubMed. Let's see if PubMed includes that article, and so you'll see the DOI is included there in PubMed, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that. It looks like it matches the one that I had copied, but I'm going to go ahead and copy that. One issue, and so I would take this reference over the other one just because this one is a little more complete. But this is from 2017. It's a few years old, and that leads me into maybe I want to see if there's a more recent article. And this last one that I have here on my workflow is Lit Maps, and finding additional articles from a seed article. There's a couple difference I have here. Research Rabbit, Lit Maps, and Connected Papers will do this, but Lit Maps seems pretty easy to use to me. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go ahead and log into Lit Maps and sign in with Google. Okay, and I'm going to put, you can see you can put in the title or the DOI. I'm going to go ahead and put in that DOI and hit search. And that's the article for that. And I want to explore related articles. And Lit Maps is a tool that will go through and find the article that you're looking for, which it's here in black on this graph, and a graph is just a thing with nodes, and they call them edges, which are just lines connecting things. And this gives you the articles that this article cited, but it also gives you articles that were published later that cite this article. And the nice part about this is if you hover over it, you can see the title, author, year, and title basically, and that's our seed article that we have. And then we can see other articles that cited this. So there's one that cited it, but this is looking at English proficiency, not quite what I'm looking for. Smartwatch notifications, Smart Care Patient System. So it's got a couple others here. High-tech call system, patient staff communication. That one might be a useful article to look up. Call out responsiveness program, capturing nurse perception of communication technology in nursing facilities, safety instrument development, and optimization of electric call out system in an Australian hospital. So there's a couple there, you know. I think that one might be, it's more recent, and it's optimizing a call out system and a call out system responsiveness program. And if we click on that, you can see over here that we have this overview information, and it looks like it has this, and we could get the DOI for this one. Let me go ahead and copy that and paste it on my list. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to Semantic Scholar. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that into Semantic Scholar. And I don't know why Semantic Scholar is being difficult with these DOIs. Usually it's worked for me, but let's go ahead and copy the text. And as you can see, I'm not an expert in these either. I'm still learning how to use these things. And I don't see a PDF in here right now, so this may be one that you might want to log into the Eccles Health Sciences library and put that article in there. Often we have access through the university, and so you know, you could go in and get the article that way. So it's just a little bit of extra tools to help you with your lit search and to try and find these things just for fun. Let's say I go to the Eccles Health Sciences library, and if I put that in, and it says full text available, so through the library it looks like we can get the full text. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this PDF for this article, and there it is. So I would have downloaded the reference, and you know, here's the abstract. And I can download that PDF. Let's just put this in my downloads. You can move it to whatever folder you want to. And now I've downloaded this article. So let's see if there's anything else I wanted to tell you guys about this. You know, this was a little bit of a quick tour, but Elicit for searching, getting articles from Semantic Scholar, and then we went another step and actually got the article from Eccles because it wasn't available on Semantic Scholar, and looking for something more up to date through LitMaps. So, and then I would, put the reference in Zotero so you can look at it later. So I hope that helps with the lit search process. I would go through these different, questions and see if you can find who is affected by this, and maybe try putting in some of these questions to try and find literature that answers, most of these. Are there any standards? I'm not aware of any, but might be interesting to see. So, go through these different lists of questions, and you can find articles to add to your literature. And in another video, I'll look at evaluating some of these articles. So I hope that's helpful. Try these tools out to just get some extra ideas. Use the traditional tools that we've had, but these are also available to try and help you find literature, and maybe a little faster in some ways. I think that the LitMaps is mighty helpful. So some of those tools might be helpful with that.